Hi guys, hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a video in my how-to series. I'm going to show you guys 4 different ways that you could be styling your brows from natural to a little bit more bold. I am really excited. I hope this video is going to be as educational as possible. If you do have any questions that I do not answer in this video, be sure to drop a comment for me down below with any questions and I'll be sure to answer them. So without further ado, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up for me. You are subscribed to my channel, you turn on those notification bells, and let's hop right in. Okay guys, so we are going to start off from most natural to a little bit heavier on the brows and just keep gradually adding and adding and adding. So this first look, I'm going to be using a pencil brush. I'm using my Sigma E65 and I'm also using my MAC contour palette. This is the Sculpt and Shape palette. I'm going to be using the shade Taupe today. You can use any neutral like light brown that you wanted. I would just suggest, if you're gonna use eyeshadow, which is definitely like the most natural way to fill in your brows, definitely lean towards a more ashy color than a more warm color, because you don't want your eyebrows to look too warm, because that doesn't look cute, girlfriends. I mean, unless that's what you want, and then it does look cute, but yeah. So I'm gonna be taking this and just literally dipping into this color, tapping my brush, and I am literally only lightly filling in the gaps that I have. I'm also gonna be bringing in my brows just a tiny, tiny little bit, because the further you bring your brows inward, the smaller your nose is going to look, and actually that's where your brows should start anyway, is right over here. I mean, it's different on everyone's face shape, but so I do have natural brow hairs coming up here, just not as many or as dark as I would like. And you can already see it is making a difference, even though I barely added any at all. And this is again like a super natural look. I'm literally only filling in the gaps, guys. I'm only filling in any damage that I have from plucking, anywhere that my hair does not grow. And you always want to move in the way of your natural hair. You always want to move the way the hair is moving. So if you're using a pencil or you're using a brush or anything like that, you always want to swipe where your hair is in that direction. And for my arch, guys, I'm really not bringing it up too much. Again, I'm just giving a little definition over here. Even if you do not have a gap, you do want to add a little bit to your arch regardless, just to give it that really nice, beautiful high peak effect. And this is one of the best brow looks for anyone who is not used to seeing a heavy brow on themselves, or mature faces. Also, this is like the perfect eyebrow routine. It is literally just 5 seconds. It is so easy, definitely the easiest. And I'm just filling in a little bit of this over here. And I'm taking my clean spoolie and I'm just brushing this up. I'm also going to very, very slightly extend the length of my natural brow. So I'm not gonna go too far, but I still want to make it just a little bit more defined and a little bit darker. Again, I do have brow hairs here. They do grow. They just can't really be seen, especially on camera right now, because first of all, I have a lot of lights, and second, they're fairly thin. So I just want to fill that, and that is literally it, guys. This is the most natural brow that we can do, and I'm sure that you guys can tell even a significant difference. I'm just making my arch a tiny little bit higher. There we go, that looks a lot better. And I'm sure you guys can already tell a significant difference between this brow and this brow, even though I did nothing. I really did nothing. I added a tiny little bit of eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side. That is literally all we are going to do, guys. If you want to set this, you can use a gel. I really like the 3D Brow Tones by Benefit, but you can use any eyebrow gel that you want. It's also going to make the hairs look a little bit more dense and give you a little bit more of a bushier brow per se, but this is definitely the most natural, quickest way to fill in your brows, only filling in the gaps with eyeshadow. And also another tip, guys, and this goes for brow pencils or eyeshadows, you always want to go lighter than darker because it's much easier to build up a color and build up on product than it is to take away a dark product. And it might just end up turning into a big mess if you get the wrong color or it's too dark or you have to start over or anything like that. So definitely stick towards the lighter and more ashy tones. Now guys, I'm gonna show you how I do my brows every single day, pretty much, whether I'm doing a glam look, an everyday look. These are typically my brows. So I am using my Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit in the shade 3. I also tried to go in with a Q-tip and get some of this shadow off for you guys before I did this, but it doesn't really matter because I fill in those places anyway. So this is a really thin pencil brush, guys. It's a really thin eyebrow pencil. And so what I do differently is I still follow the same exact natural shape of my brow. I make my arches maybe a tiny little bit higher. And I still follow exactly where my hair would naturally grow in. It's important to me to keep my brows pretty natural, like on an everyday basis, but if you're not into that and you want to have like bougie Instagram brows, we're gonna go over that also, and like more power to you, no problem, like you can do that. And then I just consistently brush them out with my spoolie on the other side. So I'm focusing almost like all of the darkness on this part of my brow. So like on my arch and at the very end of my brow over here. Again, I'm extending it just a tiny little bit. But then when it comes to my inner corner, I'm not going to fill in those gaps as much because I like them to be really natural, and this over here cancels out a lot of the like naturalness of my brows. So instead, what I want to do is I want to just take this and add individual hairs so that I'm still elongating my eyebrow and making it nice and bushy. Yeah, I like that. So, and I just keep consistently like brushing just so that I can see my shape clearly. What are you guys doing for Halloween? I'm excited. I'm intrigued for Halloween. And that's it, guys. So I do leave a little bit of the gaps over here. If you're doing it with the shadow, it's totally fine because it's still gonna look really natural. And I'm just gonna do the same thing with the other side. And that is all, guys. This is literally how I do my brows every single day, no matter what look I'm doing at all. It is my all-time favorite, and this is probably my all-time favorite brow product. I would definitely recommend this, especially if you have like any sort of highlight in your hair or anything, because it's not too dark, it's not too strong. It's so good. So 12 out of 10 would recommend. Guys, if you are getting value out of this video right now, be sure to let me know down in the comment section. Give this video a big thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel so that I know you're enjoying the content I'm putting out. If you have any questions, suggestions, recommendations, again, drop them for me down below just so that I can keep improving on my YouTube journey. My next look, guys, drum roll please. It's the Instagram brow. The Instagram brow. So this, I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. For this one, I'm just because the Instagram brow is so dramatic and so big and bold, I am going to be using a darker color than I normally would. This is really good when I have like my natural hair color, but for right now, it really doesn't match me at all. And I always like to go a little bit lighter, but just to show you guys, I'm gonna be using my Goof Proof pencil, and this is in the shade 4.5. I just bent my spoolie because I just felt like it. I did not take off my brows from the second part of this video, but that's totally okay because you could just like ignore it's there and we're still gonna follow like the same guidelines. So this brow pencil is a little bit different. It is not as thin as my other one is. It is a little bit thicker, but that's okay because these are Instagram brows and they're bold, girlfriend. So the first thing that I'm gonna do with this is if you don't have this filled in already, fill it in very lightly, I would say, very, very lightly, because Instagram brows still, the front half is pretty natural over here. I would say right over here is where I want to actually start filling those brows in. And for me personally, I love to keep closest to my natural eyebrow shape as I possibly can. But we're gonna be filling this in pretty dark, pretty heavy. And now this is gonna be the Instagram part. So I'm gonna brush my hair down like this. And as you can see, I do have that line from my brows previously, but this time I'm going to bring that up a little bit more, especially around my arch. And I am going to deepen and darken my whole brow. But I am definitely bringing it up past like my natural brow a little bit. I feel like the front end still wasn't dark enough for me, so I'm just going in. And this time I'm really ignoring like going straight up. I'm kind of just bringing it on a line like this and I'm barely touching my brow right now and scooping it up. So it's more flat, you know. Instagram brows for sure. Bro, these are some bold brows. There's some bold brows. The next step to my Instagram brows, guys, is I take a little bit of concealer, and I'm just using my NARS concealer. You can use anything you want, and I typically, when I'm doing like heavier brows or Instagram brows, I do it before my eyeshadow, just so that I don't mess it up or anything like that. And I'm taking a flat tipped brush. This is my Morphe JH43, and I'm just literally cleaning up the bottom and making that super sharp. Also with this brow look, guys, I extended it a little bit further over here just to make it even more dramatic and all that stuff. And I'm just gonna do the same thing with the other side. I'm sure you guys can tell a major difference between these two brows right now. Okay, so here we have the really bold Instagram brow. If you wanted to get even more defined with this look, guys, you could go in with your concealer and your brush and go along the top as well and just start from right over here and cut it. Like literally just snatch it. Snatch that with concealer. I feel like I just got a defined enough line for me. I don't normally do my brows this dark or bold, but if that is your jam, girl, that's your jam. More power to ya. Like, that's your thing. So I also, with this look, I extended it pretty far out, I would say. I also like normally don't go this far out, but it really does make a huge difference with the Instagram brow look. Okay, now it's time for soap brows, guys. I'm really excited. I have cleaned off my brows from all the excess product before. So what we're gonna need from this is some translucent, clear soap. You're gonna need clear soap, girlfriend. You can get this from literally anywhere. Walmart has clear soap, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, everywhere you can find some clear soap. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to first spray this with my MAC Prep and Prime. You can even use water if you wanted to, that's totally fine. I just always use this because I'm too lazy to get up and get water. And then I'm going to take my spoolie. I'm gonna let this sit though, this is important. So you need to let it sit for a few seconds, maybe like 30 seconds or so until it gets to a tacky consistency. My soap just has little beads in it, but it doesn't really matter and it doesn't bother me so much because it's not many and it's only on the top. So I have let my soap sit for a hot minute. I'm going to take my spoolie and I'm going to just get it in there, but this part is really important too. So I want to get off that excess soap. So I just kind of want to move my spoolie and scrape off that excess soap. I hope that you guys could see that. I also just got my eyebrows threaded. This look is gorge, girlfriend, if you let your eyebrows grow, but it's still pretty decent if you had just got them done. My brows have like very hard shape. So what I'm gonna do is just brush this through my brows. And you can already see it is making them so nice and lifted and beautiful and thick. Oh, bro, I love soap brows. So you also kind of want to go in your natural hair shape, like where you're up and out. Get that loaded up with soap. You can also brush it like this first, get it really soapy, and then brush it up. You can also do that. Now I'm gonna just take my spoolie and I am going to shape that a little bit more how I would like. Bro, these are so bushy and nice, and I wish that my brows were actually this thick. Once I have given this a genuine shape, guys, I'm gonna be going in again with my brow pencil, my Precisely by Benefit, and I'm just gonna be filling in any gaps where I don't have hair, so like over here, but just like strands of hair, not doing anything crazy. And you guys can really play around with the shape. After you guys fill in, you can switch up to a clean spoolie and just brush them through. Make sure that they are the shape that you want. You can switch back and forth between the soap and a clean one, whatever you want. And I'm just going to clean up the bottom half of this the same way that I cleaned up my Instagram brow. And like I said before, guys, I do normally do my brows before I put on anything. As I'm sure you guys can tell, a little bit of my foundation is coming up. but that's just because I did my brows last. I usually do this step first and then work around the brow from there. Just gonna do it the same thing on the other side, guys. And these are our soap brows, guys. I didn't do these as dramatic as I would normally do for two reasons. The first one is, again, I just got my brows done. Second, again, I put on my face beforehand, and for soap brows, you really do need to do these babies first because you are gonna get soap all over here. I mean, I'm sure you can tell I tried to clean it up a little bit, but it's impossible. So definitely if you are doing soap brows, do them before you put on the rest of your face. Alrighty guys, so that was 4 ways to style your brows from most natural to most bold. I really hope that I made this video as educational as I possibly could for you guys. If you do have any questions or anything, leave them down below for me. And I cannot wait to hang out with you guys next week. We are doing some really fun, crazy Halloween stuff. So excited. I'm so excited. I also have a couple fall looks coming out for you guys. So be sure you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of them. Turn on your notification bells. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.